So we're here with Stephanie at Otakon 2019.
Hi.
How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Yeah.
How's everything going so far for you?
Everything's awesome. Everyone has been really great here at the con. This is my first official con, we'll say, as far as coming as a guest. So
Welcome.
this has been exciting. Thank you.
So you know what we're here today about, right? You know what today's all about. You. This is your con. This is your.
I mean, I that makes me feel very special.
This is when we became exclusively here.
Really, you guys came straight up.
We came from Maryland. We came from Baltimore.
Really?
So, yeah, we got up on time to do this interview today.
Oh, yay. That makes me so happy. So you guys are big RE2 fans. Then.
Yes, especially the latest remake.
I've beaten it about 7, 8 times now.
Okay.
Trying to do speed runs and stuff.
All right,
so.
hardcore mode.
He's beaten it way more times.
Yeah. How many times did you guys get me killed though? So.
How many times did you have to do the outtakes of the voices that got you killed?
Oh gosh, that many times. Okay.
That's a question. Now, with that, like, did you know in advance that you were gonna be doing Resident Evil 2? Like, because they already had audio for the last game on PlayStation.
So did I know what it was like during the audition process and
No,
stuff?
yeah, I mean, just did you know you were getting that project specifically? That's something that you went out specifically for.
So with the whole acting process, we don't necessarily know what we're going out for. Mm. So I got the audition in, and then I just, of course I'm within the gaming world. So I'm just reading the sides, and I'm like, wait a minute. I'm looking at the script, and I'm like, this is Claire. So I figured it out, but they don't necessarily tell us any of that stuff. So I came prepared. So yesterday, actually, for the con here, I was in cosplay as Claire, and I wore the T-shirt that I wore for the first audition, and then I wore the vest that I wore for my callback for her. So, so I definitely got into character with all that stuff, but I didn't know. I didn't know when that was all happening. Mm. So I had to just be a detective, figure it out, and then be like, this is what's going to happen. And then after that, once we get the role, that's when you find out, and then, you really go all out for it. So
just a little side project, just a little small.
Just Resident Evil, no big deal.
So you were a fan of the series before you. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely a fan of the series beforehand. So I have 3 brothers. So within our household, either I was playing or one of my brothers was playing, and I was either watching or I was, partaking. Because even when you sit in and watch, you're still experiencing and enjoying it. And then other ones I played myself. So, yeah.
Yeah, how was that holding that to the chest? Like, hey, bro, I'm kind of in Resident Evil 2. No.
Well, so I am under NDA, so I can't say anything to anybody. So literally, I feel like my family and friends pretty much think I'm in the CIA at this point because I never say anything to anybody.
Gotta go off on a secret mission across town.
Legit, that's what it feels like. That's what it really feels like. So I couldn't really tell my family, but when it did come out and I could tell them, they were just like, what? What? They literally were freaking out. And then so I have 3 brothers. So my youngest brother, they all played it. And then my youngest brother was talking to him, and he was so proud. It was such a sweet moment because I was like, oh my gosh, I just became the cool big sister now, But he was like, yeah, I just have to admit, it was really hard for me to hear you getting mauled by this zombie,
Are you okay?
Right? He would literally be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
Where was my question going? I just completely lost my track of mind just now.
That's okay.
What is something that we wouldn't find on the books about Stephanie? There's something that's non-voice related, something that you completely obscure that's not listed in IMDb or any of your filmography, anything like that.
That you might know, me personally, something that I love or something.
Anything, yeah.
Let's see. Well, I'll name off a few things. For those people that follow me within social media and stuff, they'll probably know because I'm pretty much an open book. What you see in my Instagram is who I am. Yeah. I don't put on an image.
No.
But I would say Dungeons and Dragons. Some people might not know. Yeah, it's a D&D. I love rock climbing, so I was a huge Tomb Raider fan, and that for me kind of inspired it as a kid. I just was like, oh my gosh, I want to do everything that Lara can do. So I even went to college, and one of my concentrations was anthropology, which just felt like very Tomb Raider-esque. But anyways,
so you're a part-time dungeon hunter. Let me write that down.
Yeah, exactly right. What else is kind of random that you may not know? And this is kind of weird. I mean, how weird do we want to get?
This is a personal, like, yeah.
Okay. I can do a baby doll cry that kind of weirds people out. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
Okay. This is going to be so strange. It might look really strange too visually, but
That is
random fun fact. There you go. I think you got enough there.
yeah.
You're like, now I'm weirded out.
A little bit. Oh man, what was?
So are you excited about any new project? Well, of course you can't really speak on most of them. yeah. It's always a hard question to ask. But are you passionate about getting any other games that because you've clearly been gaming for a while.
Yeah.
Are you excited about getting into any other gaming roles or trying to get into any other gaming roles that you've been?
Yeah. Well, so I've been fortunate enough to be able to be a part of a lot of different things within the gaming world. And I do have some projects that are coming up that are things I think y'all will like. And so I'm definitely very excited. And there's some variety too. So there's some variety in some of the characters that I play. However, one thing that I'm noticing throughout is strong female tends to be something that like continues throughout most of my characters, whether they be really young characters or older characters or anything like that. So if you like strong or feisty or empowered or ridiculous and crazy, those are some of the things that you'll find. So
that's awesome.
Speaking of Tomb Raider, which that three games in that series, that latest series, which you're credited for the last one.
Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Yeah, I didn't do a ton on it.
Say what specifically what role though.
Yeah, so I did the cinematic trailer. So there's a big cinematic trailer that they had that came out. So that's the one that I did. And I did motion capture for that as Lara Croft. So so if you see that sequence, that's like, you know, the rock climbing, that's the falling and like drowning situation. There's that whole sequence of like, I think there was like a fight sequence too in there. Like I did all that, but it's just for that. So I didn't take Camille Luddington's job. Like that is actually still Lara. But I did get to do that. And as like a huge fan of the Tomb Raider series, that for me just like,
yeah,
so that's
awesome.
all I needed. I was just like, wow, I get to like physically do everything Lara's doing. And when you watch that, that's me doing it. That was crazy. So
you're doing rock climbing in real life. That doesn't like terrify you at all. Like you're just like suspended upon like instant, no second life, no respawn. That's it. Like if you, I mean, not putting that on you. I'm not trying to put that.
Listen, maybe I've played and like worked on way too many video games that I just assume that I get a respawn if something happens. So, but no, I love it. I really do love it. And it's funny because I actually do have somewhat of a fear of heights. But anytime that I'm afraid of something, I push myself even further with it. So I just do it anyway. And like, I may be cussing the whole way through it, or I may be like, oh my gosh, whatever, but I'm still going to do it. So I've never let anything really stop me when it comes to that.
All right. I think we can end that there.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you taking the time to talk with us.
Awesome. Yeah, for sure. I'm so glad that you guys are like fans, you know, and everything. So that makes me happy.
That's why we're
here.
here.
Great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And thank you guys. And thank you.
Thank you.